Hello again, I am Blunty. Now I've been putting my not inconsiderable thinking might to one of the problems that has plagued mankind since the dawn of the chicken. And that is, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Now there are, of course, two schools of thought to look at this from. You can look at it from a creationist perspective, what did God make first? Or you can look at it from a scientific perspective, evolution, what evolved first, the egg or the chicken? So I thought as a bit of a visual aid, I can show you the two different approaches to answering this particular question, which came first, chicken or the egg? God versus science. Once and for all, we are going to answer the question, which makes more sense? Does creationism make more sense, or does science make more sense with the scientific theory of evolution? And just while we're on that, when you use the term theory in science, it doesn't mean just an idea someone thought of. When you apply the term theory to something in science, it means something that has evidence that backs it up, okay? So just quit with that, it's just a theory thing, because in science, it's not just a theory, it's theory, supported by evidence. Now, back to the chart. Alright, so according to the scientific theory of evolution, all life on Earth started out as single-celled organisms. Single-celled organism, that's a single-celled organism. Then, all life was proliferated by those single-celled organisms, just that single-cell splitting, just go poof, cloning itself, basically, so you wind up with two single-celled organisms like that, and through random mutation, evolution takes place, and you get multicellular organisms evolving. What am I going to draw here? Let's go one very oh jeez, just terrible. That's a frog. That's a frog, multicellular organism. I mean, we skipped a few steps here. You got, algae and fish and coral, blah, 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 blah. But for the point of this example, single cell, you start out single-celled organism, you eventually get multi-celled organisms. Somewhere along the way, they started laying eggs. That's little froggy eggs here. Okay, looks like he's just taken a big dump. I don't know what frog poo looks like, but it could look like that. But those are frog eggs. And eventually, life gets more complex, random mutations, natural selection, all that sort of stuff. You wind up, eventually, with... I should have thought about how to draw a chicken before I started this. One chicken that looks like Michael J. Fox drew it with a pen jammed up his nose. I don't know, but that's a chicken. And then the chicken, of course, lays eggs. Eggs came last. Life came first, the chicken, and then eggs. So there you go, answered by science. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The chicken, more or less, kind of. Right then, according to God, the world was created in 7 days. Let's do a strap. No, let's not call that a strap because it's horribly misshapen, but there you go. The world, and, stars and stuff, and all that sort of stuff. And God made that thing and he reckoned it was pretty good, and then he created, the heaven and the earth, the animals and all that sort of stuff. So he created the animals, including a happy little retard frog. And of course, at the same time, he, let's try that again. He created happy little chickens. And then the chickens laid eggs. And that makes sense, because if God created all life on earth and just threw a bunch of chicken eggs on the ground so then chickens could hatch and then proliferate, there's no one to look after those little chicks. They would have been gobbled up by other predators that God put here as well. So it makes sense here, in God's creationist universe, the chicken had to come first. Science, the chicken came first. God, the chicken came first. And there you have it. Science and God are in complete agreement on this issue. What came first, the chicken or the egg? It's always going to be chicken. Thank you very much. I've been Blunty. Hopefully this will not devolve into a horribly stupid debate full of asinine insults in the comments section. Yeah, well, just because I called it, God versus evolution, God versus science, whatever I call out coining this video, it's going to spark people to go spaz before they even bother to watch the video and realise I'm just really taking the piss a bit here. Catch you next time.
Hey, do you think this guy considered that under the theory of evolution, random mutations tend to occur upon conception, and therefore the first quote-unquote real chicken had to hatch from an egg, and thus the egg came first?
Dude, I don't care. I've got bigger problems. I look like I'm made of pudding.
Chicken pudding!